There was this girl I knew, sitting in the house with nothing to do, waiting for her mom to come home with her brand new shoes. Her mom eventually arrives in full stride with not only new shoes, but a new man by her side. Keisha, she says, his name is Dennis. I know you don't know who this is, but he is an old friend I've known since we were kids. So, Dennis, we're going to have a few people over tonight to watch the fight. We'd like to invite you over tonight. Dennis says, sure, that's not a hard decision. Spend the evening with two beautiful women, one a queen and one a beautiful little princess. And Keisha thinks to herself, he's nice enough. Around the edges a little rough, but she had no other example of a man, so it was tough. He started coming over every day, wanting to stay and watch her play. Started taking Keisha to school, made sure she had the proper tools, and Keisha's teacher started asking as a rule, who is that man that drops you off in the blue car? Always inquires about who you talk to and where you are, and in the back of her mind, she thinks he sometimes goes too far. Keisha says, oh, that's Dennis, my mommy's boyfriend. Will probably be my daddy, my kin, and swears he's my best friend. Keisha's teacher said, well, is he good to you? Show you right from wrong and what not to do? Keisha says, yes, even helps me with my homework, too. He gives me special kisses, plays games with me where he's Mr. and I'm Mrs. Keisha points down between her legs and says, shows me how important this is. Keisha's teacher said, does he touch you down there? Keisha looked up with an empty stare and says, down where? Keisha's teacher said, are you being fondled on your private area, your vagina? Keisha says, I don't know, kinda. And what is a vagina? And what does fondled mean? Oh, is it when you wash it and keep it clean and make sure no dirt is seen? No, Keisha, there's nothing wrong with keeping it clean and making sure no dirt is seen. Well, there's the bell, letting us know it's time to go in, and all the kids start running by as fast as the wind. She says, go ahead to class, Keisha. Later on, we'll begin again. Keisha, a little confused, says, all right, Miss Bay, and continues her day. And at the end of the day, Miss Bay is at the door telling her, you can always talk to me on a regular. And here comes Dennis, pulling up. Miss Bay is looking at him, and he's looking at her, saying, yup, that woman is minding my business. What's up? By this time, they arrived at the car door. Good evening, Mr. Dennis. Just wanted to be sure that Keisha felt safe and secure. You see, you're a new face, and Dennis says, and why is that your place? She says, calm down, Mr. Dennis. I'm not getting on your case. Dennis says, get in the car. Don't mind her. You're a superstar. She don't know who you really are. By the end of the week, Keisha was transferred, never to speak to that teacher again. She thought it was a sin to speak of private stories. She gained increased worries, no victories or glory. She became withdrawn and full of fear that whoever gave a listening ear would disappear. 2 years have passed and Daddy's games have become a task. So to her mother, she goes and asks, would you be mad if I stopped keeping a secret for Dad? I'm just afraid it might make you sad. She says, go away. I don't want to hear anything you got to say. Dennis told me you're going to come to me with that strange stuff put in your head by Mrs. Bay. And Keisha's poor little face full of doubt screams, but I'm tired of helping Daddy out. And her mommy gets louder and starts to shout, what's wrong with helping Daddies out? Dennis would never hurt you. Keisha thinks to herself, someone told her he did. She says, look, I work as slave, and what do I get? I get a good man who loves me, pays bills, see, unconditionally. Yeah, he has faults, but that's no reason to assault his character. You need to be sure of what you accuse him of. Don't make me choose. Love, it's our family I'm thinking of. Besides, you shouldn't have a problem helping him out, whatever he asks. He's your dad and a wonderful example of a man. So Keisha says, so, Mommy, that's how a man is supposed to be? She says, yes, baby. Now, you finally see. So whatever secrets you and Dad share, there's no need to tell me. 4 years go by and Keisha's now 12. Noticing different things about herself, like her pads are beginning to pile up on the shelf. It dawns on her she skipped her period. For about 3 months, this could be serious. It's no rush. I'll ask Dennis when he comes in my room that he does what he does so hard. He does get excited, but if I say something, he may make it hurt worse. I'm so frightened. Here come Dennis around 2. like he always do, says, open them legs, I'm coming through. Keisha says, well, you might want to look at my stomach first. You do what you do so hard, you've made it swell. I try to tell you it hurt. And Dennis, looking at her stomach, says, Lord, girl, you've been cursed. She says, well, what do you mean by that? Dennis says, well, you're going to have a baby. Keisha says, picture that. How am I supposed to act? He said, well, you ain't going to have to act no way because that baby ain't going to stay. But it might be nice to watch a little Dennis grow and play. This family is in need of my seed, since your mother can't have no kids indeed. So Dennis goes to Keisha's mother, who is asleep. He wakes and says, I don't want to bother you, but Keisha's in a bad way, so what do? And although vexing, she never questions who's been messing. Dennis continues. An abortion is dangerous. I can't stand for us to send her through that. It might just kill her insides or something like that. So she's keeping it. Plus, whatever she sows, she's reaping. And her mother goes to talk. He said, don't bother. She's sleeping. Another 5 months go by. They go for the last sonogram. They say, so boy, are you happy? She replies regrettably, of course I am. And all this time, see, her mother's been drilling her about responsibility and how her life is going to change and her priorities rearrange. You're not just responsible for yourself, but another life, because it's your job to take care of him and watch what he does. His outcome is a reflection of you and how much you show him love. 2 months stroll by and the baby boy is 1 month old, and she tries to show him love but just ends up being cold because the memory of how he got there and who he looks like take their toll. Keisha thinks to herself, this child that I gave life to will never have a wife who really loves him because he does his children. I don't care what mommy says, it's a sin. I'll be a good mother and keep him and the world from misery. She took the pillow and covered his face until he couldn't breathe. Just then, her mother walked in. Keisha, what are you doing? Keisha says, calm down. The way I figure it, if Dennis' mommy loved him, he wouldn't be allowed to hurt me. Keisha's mother said, but Keisha, what have you done with your hands, sweetie? She says, Mom, you don't understand, see? He would become a man eventually.